Hey you there, welcome back to this YouTube channel. And you know what, it had been a long time since we did anything as a family, so we decided to take a 2 weeks trip across 8 American states down to the Midwest and back to the Northwest. In this video we're gonna be taking a trip down to Kansas to visit my mother-in-law, and then we're gonna visit Mount Rushmore on our way back and learn the amazing art of making Japanese knives. Be blessed.
Let's drive to Kansas. We are driving Central Oregon to my sister-in-law. Let's have breakfast, then head out south. Here we go. Amazing breakfast. Let's go see the painted hills now. Almost dark patches.
Sunrise at a gas stop, sticky hands and cheap toys. Moms laugh in the rear.
Eastern Oregon gets really cold winter.
Roadside beaches, paper bags.
5,000 feet above sea level in Eastern Oregon. Just arrived in a town called Boise. Boise. Let's go scavenge for supper. Chips, mashed potatoes, and chili soup. You feeling warm now? Feels so nice. Ooh. Maybe I should have ordered that. Welcome to the state of Idaho. This is the capital of Idaho, Boise. 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 It's a beautiful place out here, though it's a pity it's winter and every single tree looks like a zombie tree. Let's head to the World War II Air Museum called the Warhawk Museum. This is an A-10 Warhawk. If you're going into a fight, you gotta take this plane. If you're going into a fight and you know your enemy has this plane, oh man, just back out. A Gatling gun. Look at this. These are the bullets that this thing shoots. It's off center from this nose. That's because this Gatling gun revolves that way, pushing the plane that way, so that's why it's off the center. It's almost indestructible because it's titanium plated. You could shoot this thing even with a 50 cal and it's going nowhere. This is a MiG-17. This is an F-84. This was the first American jet fixed wings to be used as a Thunderbolt. It could be hauled by a bomber from one spot to another spot because it doesn't have that good of a fuel range. MiG-21 with the Soviet Union star. I'm not sure if that is a North Korean or Soviet Union star. These were made in Czechoslovakia, and if you look down here, you'd actually see the Czechoslovakia sign. You see that? All this writing is in, that is Czech. F-104. All this is the engine. Basically, this is a flying engine. Little room for fuel. This is a cannon, and this would shoot up to, I believe, 6,000 rounds per minute, and then it could carry only about 700 rounds. So one downside to that plane is you only got one burst to make the 700 rounds count. And then you've got this is a P-47. This is a P-40 now. Look at that. P-40. They had the Pratt Whitney engine, a P-38 truck used in World War II, semi-armored truck. One dumb thing about this semi-armored tank is this is heavy metal armor, just metal. Wheels and all the mechanic components underneath this will be exposed. 30 Cannon 50 cal up there. These are the jet engines that replaced the Marlins and the Pratt Whitney engines. You all know General Electric, but most people don't know that General Electric actually developed these jet engines that were used in the fighters, the first jet fighters. Bell Huey, war horses developed for the Vietnam War. P-40s were really instrumental in fighting the German Messerschmitts, the Luftwaffe Messerschmitt, and the Japanese Zero. The only downside to the P-40s is they had limited fuel range, and because they were using the Pratt Whitney engines, they had very limited altitude. The mother's flag. During World War II, mothers would have these flags in their houses, and the blue stars would indicate how many members of that family are serving in the military. Golden stars in the middle would show how many people did not make it back home. Now, this exact flag was taken off from a church, and this from the congregation. This is the number of people who served, and 5 did not make it back home. During World War II, 48 stars. 2 states had not yet joined the Union, Hawaii and Alaska. Official German flag of the Kriegsmarine, the German Navy. Look at how many people signed this Iron Cross flag.
These wedding dresses were made out of parachutes. When the men came home from war and they made it, they brought their parachutes home.
Nice.
Because they were made from Japanese silk.
P-51C. The difference in B and C is the locations of manufacture. This one has a Marlin engine, higher horsepower, and they could actually go really high, and that made it ideal for them to escort bombers. The problem with the P-40s is P-40s had less altitude and less range, so what they do, they'd escort the bombers, and halfway they'd have to return to refuel. And at that time, the German Luftwaffe would use their Messerschmitt, climb up, and the bombers would be sitting ducks, and they'd rip the hell out of the bomber. P-51Cs was a game changer. As you can see right there, 20 Iron Crosses. The pilot who was flying this plane shot down 20 Messerschmitts. Cannons over there. That was amazing.
Did you like that?
Yep, off to Utah. Have some lunch. We're in cattle country, so let's go have steak.
Hi. You're welcome to sit wherever you like.
Okay, thank you. Sit right here.
Yes. Yes. Ham and bean soup. That feels good.
Yummy?
Yeah.
Sometimes good hot soup tastes so good.
Nice.
These are amazing. Little club sandwich.
There's a problem with one of my tires. You see? Pay for air. 5 minutes, 4 quarters for 5 minutes. So good. Ah. 12 hours of driving. Good night. See you tomorrow morning. Yes. Let's go have breakfast. The breakfast was delicious. Shoot for Colorado. Look at those mountains. We definitely have a puncture. See that?
And them asses, so it's really hell. You can't really help.
This gives me the feel of maybe an Arabian country. Look how skinny that is. Look, Archer Spark's most favorite wildlife. Human beings everywhere.
Okay, and then you're gonna go.
Minus 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
And that's where the traffic is like that.
That's so awful. Ditch. That was a gruesome mountain pass. Let's go have supper before we proceed. We're hungry. Oh, it's cold for baby. You ready?
Yeah, you could take him.
Ooh, that fire looks nice. Sweet corn tamales, ribeye, and sweet potato chips. Wow, this is really good. Food was delicious. Let's get it to Kansas. We had an amazing breakfast. Sorry I did not show you the breakfast and the family and our family time at breakfast, because my family once again has Amish roots and they're not very comfortable being on social media. I mean, most of them. So yeah, sorry about that. Let's go see my brother-in-law's cattle ranch. Let's go start at where the cows' careers end, the butcher shop. They bring them in, okay? So they lie them in, funnel them into this place, and they're gonna be detained here. And there's usually a 22 rifle over here. They knock them in the head and conscious, then start slaughtering them. This is a German-made mezzo. Look at this. The bottom part of the knife is blunt. Top curvy part is really sharp. That way when you're cutting, the bottom part is not gonna cut underneath the skin. Only the sharper bottom part is the one that you're gonna use to cut. That makes it really controllable. Okay. These are all the meats that has been processed. Nice. Look at that.
Big fat bull.
He says that is the biggest bull
One of
he's
the
ever
biggest ones he's ever
slaughtered.
slaughtered, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that neck.
1,400 pounds?
I think that's how much it weighed, all with everything out of it.
I've actually made a video on the operation of this butcher shop.
His brisket is. That one isn't the basement heifers. We actually last year.
Pretty good weather here in Kansas in the winter. It's 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and I thought, let me help my mother-in-law dig her garden while we are still here. Charity and Doss are inside, and yeah, let's till this garden. I've already started. How are you doing? You look lovely in that dress. Nice. Baby, are you enjoying your first day out?
Yeah, it's the first day he's been out.
Yes. First day at grandma.
Yellow and red potatoes.
Good. That's a yellow potatoes.
Red
That's a
one.
red potatoes. The yellow potatoes are kind of like, they're more meaty and they're more buttery. The purple ones are more starchy and
Really
white inside.
Well, this is a little bit different footage than you were expecting.
Last year they just planted 10 pounds.
That's
and
perfect.
I ran out of potatoes.
Oh no. So let's see how many holes there will be. This is how we plant potatoes. You cut them up with one or two little buds on each piece. Then you put one piece in each hole.
Yes, do you want to see?
The potatoes, you want to make sure you're planting the potatoes with the cut side facing down so that these shoots can have an easier time sprouting. 1, 2, 3. We've had quite a lot of fun and good times with our family here. I guess it's time to start preparing to go home. I spent the better part of yesterday loading this lumber on the truck because my mother-in-law says she doesn't need the lumber and she's got a lot of lumber in her other barn. The problem is I've got a short bed on Dexter, so I have to cut the lumber to a length of not longer than 5.9 feet. And it's gonna be really difficult to travel across 5-6 states with lumber that is like this. Definitely hazardous. It's a very cold, windy morning in Kansas. Sunday here, just after service. Yeah, this is our last day in Kansas, and yeah, I've enjoyed the stay here. I've enjoyed the service. We're about to have lunch, and let's see what we have for lunch. I gotta clear this tree. We came home from church and found it that way. Blocked the driveway. So the plan is to clear it, go clear the little lumber over there, and get ready to depart tomorrow morning. This thing is a little bit problematic. Keeps on running out of battery and I only have one battery. Freezing! Should have gotten those gloves. But I can do it. I can make it. There we go, a beautiful wedge. Tomorrow is departure date, and I guess I gotta wake up earlier, clean up the tree, open the driveway, and get on our way back to Oregon. It's still very early in the morning, still very dark. My objective is to clear this. By the time the light gets on, my wife and baby will be awake, have breakfast, say bye to mom, then head west. A good workman never quarrels with his tools. So the blade is supposed to be adjusted using a screw behind the blade, not the main screw that holds the blade to the chainsaw body. So I figured it out and I adjusted, tightened, hold the blade in position, then tighten the blade and the chainsaw using that screw, and I think we are good to go. That was the problem, and that was the problem too with my other chainsaw, the dual chainsaw. This is gonna be our route. We decided to avoid Colorado because there's terrible weather there, so we're gonna go through Nebraska, South Dakota, Montana, Idaho, Washington, and then come along the Oregon border, then go home. Yeah, it's been such an amazing time to spend with mom and getting her to meet the grandson. Yeah, Godspeed, let's go. Welcome to Nebraska. This state is so vast and they produce a lot of corn here. It's actually known as the corn husker state.
Yeah, it looks like corn.
Look at all that corn. These gigantic buildings are called silos.
Or
And
grain elevators.
Or grain elevators, and they're used to store corn. Look at all the equipment. This should be the equipment that takes the corn up into those silos. Tractor tires. This is a big farm state, so you're gonna have lots of tractors, as seen with these tires. Is the first time I'm driving a vehicle that requires DEF. DEF is apparently some additive that is supposed to reduce the emission according to EPA regulation. In here, DEF is made out of a mixture of water and urea, and it's combined with the diesel fuel in combustion to turn nitrogen oxides into nitrogen gas and water. That way it reduces poisonous emission. Look at that. Harvested fields of corn as far as the eye can see. That's Nebraska. Look at that courthouse. I've got a feeling because of the large fields of corn that we've passed through. I've got a feeling because the food industry was really big then, before tech and energy was a big thing. So I feel this region, this town that we first met with in between these fields used to be occupied by, or still occupied by, people who own these fields, and they've obtained a lot of money throughout, or wealth throughout history. And you could also tell that these houses are aging and they're somewhat not maintained, probably. I don't know, but I just think these were the owners of these big plantations when the food industry was at its peak. I don't know, but that is just the feeling that I get, and that is just part of the neighborhood that we are passing through. I can see amazing homes in the other streets. Welcome to South Dakota. Apart from Mount Rushmore and the Badlands, South Dakota is rich with native or Indian history. It also has a rich cowboy culture. That tells you it's a it's still cattle country. Ah, little fellas, look at them, look at them, look at them. Oh, look at them hopping. It's beautiful out here. Now entering the Badlands here in South Dakota. Good morning. It's a lovely day at Mount Rushmore. Oh man, that sleep was good. Okay, let's get these bags out, then hit the road. See the presidents, then keep heading on west.
Oh, it must be like a little train or something.
There it is. Look at that. Deer. They're everywhere. Mount Rushmore National Memorial. The engineer, Gudson Borglam. The entire mountain is made of granite, and sitting up there are 4 presidents: Abraham Lincoln, starting from the right, then Theodore Roosevelt, Thomas Jefferson, and finally George Washington. This mountain was discovered by a lawyer and a financier from New York, and then his name was Rushmore. So this mountain was called Mount Rushmore. Now there's this amazing engineer called Gusta. I can't pronounce his name. So he had an audacious plan to carve these 4 presidents from their head to their waist. Okay, so he started sculpting these presidents, and his original ambitious idea was to sculpt them up to their waist. As you can see, George Washington's coat is almost done, and if you look keenly, and this is interesting, you'd see there's marks outlining his coat all the way to his waist. But due to World War II and the death of the engineer, the finances were rerouted to World War II, and his idea was never finished. Now, at the back of Abraham Lincoln's head, there's a big canyon that was blasted by dynamite, and the reason for that canyon was to make space for a vault that will be used to store America's most important documents, like the Constitution. But since none of that was completed, the canyon stays right there. The courts were never finished to the waist. And one more spectacular thing about this mountain is the people who originally occupied this area were the Lakotas, the native tribes that were here. And to them, this mountain was sacred because this land was their land, and eventually it was promised to them. So the making of these sculptures was a kind of desecration to their holy, their divine place. So that is the interesting thing about this mountain, Mount Rushmore. A spectacular feat and a marvel feat that goes down in the annals of history. If you look straight ahead, they're working on a sculpture, and right now they're finished with the head and the hand. It's gonna be of a Native American riding a horse. His name is Crazy Horse, and this sculpture is being made in response to Mount Rushmore, just to depict the Native American resistance against the US government. And this person, Crazy Horse, was one of the people who led the Native Americans around this region against the US government. And it's going to be the biggest sculpture in the United States of America. Welcome, Wyoming. This is the Crow Reservation. The Crows are one of the native tribes here in Montana. And with that, I guess I should say welcome to Montana. We're entering the city of Billings. We want to get something to eat. We're so hungry. Okay, Babs. By the way, this baby formula is amazing. Babs, little Dove. We got purple on his. We got Junction Violet on his. We got Junction Violet on his mouth because he's getting a little bit of thrush. Bison soup.
How old is that baby?
He is 2 months.
Oh my gosh. What's his name?
His name is
Doss.
Doss. D-O-S-S.
Love it.
Yeah, thank you.
Sweet potato fries and a New York steak, really nicely. And then you are having
I have,
bison.
I forget what kind of pasta, but it's like
Pasta.
It has bison and bacon and chicken, I think.
Oh, nice. See you in Idaho. Good morning. We arrived very well and safe last night in Kuskia. And yeah, we were completely done in. Now we're heading to a family friend of ours here in Kuskia, Idaho, and they make Japanese muteki knife. So let's go learn how to make Japanese muteki knives and have some fun in Idaho before we head home in Oregon. It's so refreshing to be in the Pacific Northwest, at least in this region that has forest and evergreen and rivers, yeah, and mountains. Oh yeah, we're so done with the Midwest. We are at Muteki Knives. This is Zach and Zane, and you also have another brother. What's his name? Paxton, who is not here with us right now, but they run this business called Muteki Knives. It's a Japanese knife making business, and we're gonna see what they do and learn.
土と水と油夜明け前の静けさ月が窓を割る白い煙揺らぐ沈めた刃
finishing up with a 6,000 grit stone, just in my final strops. I used a 600 to get it, to get the primary edge nice and polished, and this 6,000 is what I'm using. I'm just getting the final last bit on. Just finishing that. Gotta test it, see how sharp it is. And it shaves quite well, you can see. Do a paper cut test. Cuts very well. So there it is, the final sharpened product right there.
Nice. Let's go. Oh man,
Look at that.
that is so sharp.
Do you like it? Pretty good?
Yeah, and it feels so very comfortable.
The handle really fits your hand.
Man, this is really good.
You can take it home with you.
Nice, definitely.
Yeah.
You're gonna give it to me?
I'm gonna give it to you.
Oh man, this is the best gift I've ever had. How much will this cost?
That'd be $330 or something like that.
Man,
Maybe $340.
thank you so much, man. I'll never forget you.
Yeah, you betcha.
Man, you need to get this knife, the state-of-the-art knife.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you like it. Subscribe to get notified whenever we post other videos. See you in the next one. Bye.